Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So obviously, so far in the offseason, very early days, it has been a lot of the same teams and a lot of the same players dominating headlines, dominating conversations, dominating just the whole rumor mill. It's a lot of TSM, a lot of G2, even some Cloud9, Team Liquid, Fnatic, what's going on with their players. Then you see, maybe like Vitality and some of the big money teams stuff thrown in every once in a while. But today we have an update for a team that we don't talk about very often, but they're really on the cusp of being a great team or cusp of being a good team. This is Evil Geniuses, a very big update coming out from them because I think they actually have a very interesting offseason ahead of them. What are they going to do in the jungle? They have two good but not great but not bad junglers in Svenskeren and Contracts. There's a lot of ways they could go there. Obviously Ignar is rumored to maybe be out. Jiizuke maybe even rumored to be out as well. But we do have a big update today coming from one of their main players, and then it really could be the first domino that gets this whole thing moving because they're going to have a ton of options. They have some money. They're going to have import slots. They're going to have an interesting offseason ahead for Evil Geniuses. And what was a pretty damn good team in 2021, obviously they miss out on Worlds, but they're not super far away from being Worlds contenders. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. We have so many awesome videos coming your way in the very near future. And consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/IamGerm. With that being said, let's get right into this. The big news today coming out from Eros is that after a year of up and downs with his contract running down, EG, an Italian mid laner, Jiizuke, will part ways for next year. So Jiizuke is actually a free agent in November. So there's not even a contract in place. This isn't them kicking him. This isn't them selling him off or anything. This is just he is about to be a free agent. So they're going to have the choice whether or not they want to bring him back. Now, obviously, Jiizuke takes up an import slot, but he was pretty good in 2021. I believe he won first team All-Pro mid laner in the summer split. But is anyone really saying that Jiizuke is going to be the best mid laner in the LCS or is the best mid laner in the LCS? I don't think so. There's Perks who, if he gets back to form, he's going to be the best. There's Jensen who, even though 2021 wasn't his best year, I still think, one down year doesn't really, I would still rather take Jensen over Jiizuke. Abadage came in. I think most people take him over Jiizuke as well. PoE throughout most of the year, despite his champion pool issues, I think he's kind of right there with Jiizuke. Just do you like the way too passive play style or probably the way too aggressive play style? And then obviously with Bjergsen coming in next year, they're going to take him over him as well. So Jiizuke is fine. He's good. He can be good. He can be great. He can also be bad. He's just very inconsistent. Some people love his aggressiveness, craziness, unpredictability, and some people hate the fact that, he can be a coin flip player. Or he can be, just a player that's going to decide the game early and often for better or for worse. So there's a ton of people with a ton of different opinions on it. But either way, this report coming out is that Jiizuke is not going to be returning. Now, again, it's just a rumor. It's just speculation. It's not 100% confirmed. This doesn't really mean anything, but this is just what one guy's hearing, one guy thinks. And I have heard this rumor going around a lot this offseason that, EG can maybe look to, look elsewhere for their next mid laner. And it's going to be very interesting. They're going to have a ton of different options because Power of Evil, if Bjergsen does return, Power of Evil is going to be out there as a free agent. And again, would you rather take Power of Evil over Jiizuke? I'm not sure. But if Power of Evil gets his green card this offseason, he's a resident mid laner. I'm definitely taking resident Power of Evil over import Jiizuke because that gives you options, to maybe make an upgrade somewhere else in the team. Maybe then you can also import support and jungle at that point, obviously, and then have Danny and Impact on your team. And all of a sudden, that's a pretty damn good team if you can get a solid import jungler and, maybe Mickey as support or even bringing back Ignar or whatever. So I think that would be pretty interesting. Obviously, there's also Jojo Pune in the Academy scene, which he is really young. I want to say it's like 17-year-old Evil Geniuses Academy mid laner, and some people think he's going to be the next superstar in the LCS or the next great mid laner in the LCS, and we'll see. I don't know if it's how it's all going to play out. Obviously, young players there's always a lot of risk involved, how well they're going to translate to the next level. But that'll be interesting to watch. Some people are saying he should be called up, and again, that would be interesting. It's another guy who's not going to take up an import slot, and maybe he's going to end up being really great. Who knows? But again, Evil Geniuses has some options here, and it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. There's also some rumors that I believe it's also from Eros, where we can scroll down. He has this right here, where he's saying Italian out and soon a French mid laner. So there is some rumors about him potentially going to or not Jiizuke, it's them potentially going and getting a French mid laner. It could be an ERL mid laner. The options become Video, Seiken, Tukoi, I don't know how you pronounce that, or Nuclear Int. So a couple ERL mid laner options, a couple of LEC mid laner options. They could want to go a little bit young. They could want to go a little bit more inexperienced because Jiizuke is not like old. I don't think he's washed up or anything like that. But obviously, EG with Danny there, you go get a solid top young European mid laner. I think if they got Video, that would be sick. That would be so crazy. Obviously, I don't think Misfits is likely to give him up. I don't know how if he wants to go to NA or not, but I really am very, very high on Video, especially for the future. Seiken and Tukoi, who knows exactly how they're going to work out. I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. And then Nuclear Int, I was not super, super hot on this season, but some people do see him as a future prospect, as a project that could maybe work out in a little bit. Obviously, you got Peter Dunn and an amazing coaching staff with Evil Geniuses. People have been very, very high on them. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how this all plays out, how this all goes. Again, Eros, he's the one who tweeted about the verbal agreement between Carzzy and Mad Lions being in place, and we've heard some rumors that might not actually be happening, or it's at least not official yet, which doesn't necessarily mean there isn't a verbal agreement in place, but there is kind of some conflicting opinions. But this is one that I've heard other people talking about because, again, Jiizuke is a free agent. They have not renewed this contract. As far as we know, he's going to hit free agency, and EG is going to have other options. They're going to get to look around. Now, what exactly would the future be for Jiizuke? I'm not exactly sure because, again, he's in this weird spot where he's good. He just won first team All-Pro mid laner in the LCS in the summer split. So you assume he would be on some team, but it doesn't seem like he's so good that anyone's going to be like knocking down the door to get him. I don't really know if a return to the LEC is in order. I don't know exactly who's going to want him in the LCS because, again, he's in that weird spot where if you're a middle of the pack team, you'd probably rather go younger. You'd probably rather go more inexperienced. You'd probably rather take somebody who can develop into something in a couple of years. And if you're a great team, you probably want somebody a little bit better, a little bit more consistent than him, especially if he's going to be taking up an import slot in the mid lane. So I don't exactly know what is in store for the near future for Jiizuke. I don't know what all the options are. I haven't heard, any rumors or anything regarding that. And honestly, I'm hearing some people say that there is still the possibility that he could return to Evil Geniuses. So there's all that stuff kind of up in the air, but it is interesting. He is definitely going to be a player to watch this offseason. Big name. People are just very, very split on him. Some people I've heard love Jiizuke and think he's amazing, and they're like, oh, he's not a coin flip player. He's good. You just don't understand him. And then some people are like, Jiizuke is the biggest, trash, stealing checks mid laner ever. He just coin flips at level 2. Like, the opinions are all over. So I know certain fans, certain teams, whatever, will want him, not want him, hate him, love him, whatever. But he's going to be a controversial one this offseason. Wherever he ends up, it's going to be interesting. But kind of the latest up-to-date news with him and what the options are for Evil Geniuses and who they might be considering. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Where do you think Jiizuke will be playing in 2022? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!